Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Homan, I want to clarify a couple of things because you mentioned earlier that no one's been to the law enforcement memorial. I'm from a law enforcement family, 100% from a law enforcement family, and I represent Border Patrol agents, and I represent agents that work for ICE. And I don't believe that it is the agents that are solely responsible for any of this that's happening. I don't think that that's the case. And as far as the law enforcement memorial goes, I was there just a few weeks ago because I have family that's on that. So I want you to know that the questions that I'm asking have nothing to do with blaming the agents who are working on the front lines. But I do think that it's important that we talk about the policy, and the policy that is still problematic, because I believe that while we do have this crisis of people who are coming here, I believe honestly that they're coming out of desperation. They're hugely being taken advantage of by criminals, by traffickers, by people who are willing to leave them to die anywhere. That is all true. We're not arguing there. But there are policies in place here within the United States of America that go against our values. And one of those is family separation. So I want to talk to you about your beliefs on family separation. And you've been on the record defending President Trump's policy of separating families at the border many times. Can you clarify how you feel about that today?
No, I cannot. As you recognize in your report here, it's under litigation. I'm a part of that litigation, and I've been instructed by the attorneys that I'm not allowed to speak about that other than in a courtroom setting, which this is not.
Okay, so that's fine. So you have said, though, that you believe that families should be held indefinitely until they have a court hearing.
Well, court hearing and definitely two different things. I think they should be held long enough to see a judge in a family residential center.
Family residential center.
It worked in FY14, FY15.
Okay, but you cannot comment at all about family separation right now.
Well, I was the director of ICE. If anybody was separate, they're separate on the border by another agency.
Okay, well, you have been on the record many times defending that policy. But I also want to point out that on June 14th, President Trump told Fox and Friends that you, Tom Homan, will be returning to the Trump administration as the border czar. Is that true?
I have not accepted any position with the administration.
Well, yes, as of 4 days ago, you said that you haven't accepted a position yet, but you also said that if I can help this president, I certainly will.
If I can help my country, like I've done for the last 34 years, I come back from retirement once, I'm not going to say never say never.
You didn't say help my country, you said help this president.
Well, helping this president is helping my country. He's the president of the United States.
Okay, is it true that you are a Fox News contributor and have been since your retirement?
Yes.
Okay. And is it also true that on your LinkedIn profile, one of your key achievements was that you removed 369,000 aliens from the United States?
Probably.
Okay. So I want us to return back to the family separation issue. And even though a federal court ordered separations to stop last June, the Trump administration has separated at least 700 additional children over the last year. And I believe I heard one of our witnesses say that that number is even higher. This administration claims that it is only separating children under narrow exceptions to the court's order when there's a specific concern for child safety or certain criminal history issues. Ms. Nagda, based on your experience, are all of those additional separations necessary to protect children?
No, it has been our experience that in the vast, overwhelming majority of family separation cases, those separations were unjustified and unnecessary either to protect the safety of the child or anyone else.
Has your organization worked with children separated since last June?
We have worked with more than 120 children who were separated after the policy ended.
And Ms. Mukherjee, you've shared a number of stories about how you've spoken with children who have been separated from their parents since the end of the zero tolerance policy. Is there anything you'd like to add or to quantify those ongoing separations?
The ongoing separations of children from their parents and family members continue every day. And I have here emails from Mr. Homan, including his name, with him having authorized family separations, including of a child and mother who I represented, who were granted asylum, who are bona fide refugees in the United States.
So I have a couple of other examples that we've seen in public court filings. For example, in one case, an arrest warrant from 10 years ago, which itself was based on mistaken identity, used as the basis to separate a child. Another parent was separated from his 3 daughters due to his HIV status. And to me, this appears that the administration is trying to circumvent the court's order and separate children from their parents all over again. Are all of these separations required by law in any way, shape, or form?
No, all of these separations are contrary to our Constitution, our federal laws, our regulations, the TED standards that govern how CBP is supposed to treat children and families.
So these continued separations, as far as I'm concerned, are a complete outrage and are contrary to the June 2018 court order ending zero tolerance. The Trump administration must stop these unnecessary separations, and I'm seriously concerned that the potential new border czar believes that these are good policy. I yield back.